This week, it appeared that relations between Kenya and Somalia were on the mend. Both countries seemed ready to reopen embassies in each other's capitals. Kenya has rescinded its order blocking flights between the nations. Washington decided to dispatch special forces to Nairobi looking to beef up the regional battle with al-Shabaab terrorists. But speaking at the UN Security Council this week, the Somali representative accused his neighbor of recklessness and disregard for his citizens' very lives.
I would also like to draw your immediate attention, to the persistent violation which are serious threat to the international peace and security. The Kenyan Air Force used without consideration to the human life the brutal cluster munitions which are prohibited under the Convention of Cluster Munitions as the international customary law.
He listed several airstrikes conducted in 2019 which injured or killed Somalis and damaged property. He then came to the more recent bombing that has inflamed passions in Somalia, making an emotional plea.
On June 3rd of 2021, Kenyan warplanes conducted airstrikes again in Al Ade and Hisa Ugur in Somalia after midnight on the January 3rd. The Al Ade targets attack a sleeping family where the mother, Zahra Sharif, was killed instantly. Her 5 children were injured and airlifted to Mogadishu for treatment. The injured children are Abdurrahman, 8 months old, and this is his photo, and Salma, 2 years old. This is the picture of Salma, and Abdullahi, 9 years old, and Abdurrahman, and 8 years old, and Abdul Fattah, 11 years old. Mr. President, the nature of the widespread and systematic attacks of more than 20 air raids on civilian populations and infrastructure by Kenyan forces rises to the distinction of war crimes under international law. These violations by Kenyan force warrant an immediate investigation by the International Criminal Court, ICC. Equally important, the Office of Special Representative of the Secretary General for the Children and Armed Conflict should urgently investigate these violations against our children.
Kenya maintains about 3,000 troops in Somalia under the African Union peacekeeping mandate. Their main role is to fight the al-Shabaab terror group and provide general security in the Jubaland region from their base in Kismayo.
Somalia cannot tolerate such attack that perpetuates a vicious demographic engineering in our border area, since it's done by very forces entrusted to maintain peace and security in Somalia. It puts into question the role of Kenya as a peacekeeper and can be counterproductive by undermining AMISOM's mandate and the presence in Somalia, as well as the fight against terrorist groups.
Martin Kimani, Kenya's representative to the UN Security Council, indicated he was caught off guard, but offered a response.
Since Kenya has been mentioned adversely, that I should reject the false allegations that have been labeled against Kenya, and just to re-emphasize that Kenya has always been committed to the peace process in Somalia, and we continue to play this role as a good neighbor.
He then referenced the diplomatic row that has been ongoing.
Just a few months ago, Somalia decided to discontinue its diplomatic relations with Kenya. But barely a week ago, it made a decision to diplomatic relations were re-established, and to re-establish its diplomatic relations with Kenya, and as written, actually asking Kenya to reopen its diplomatic mission in Mogadishu. And it is our hope that the continuing process in Somalia to hold the elections and to engage towards the holding of the elections will continue peacefully, so that we can have peace and stability restored.
It is the first comment by the Kenyan government since the June 3rd incident. ADN TV will continue to report on Somalia's diplomatic relations with Kenya and a possible international investigation into its airstrikes.